What's up, everybody? My name is Adam Palmer. This is Daily Nonsense. On today's show, we have like a couple different topics that sort of flow in together. So make sure you stay and watch that video. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're a new viewer, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any future Daily Nonsense content. Let's get into the video. On yesterday's episode, we talked about the inserts. We talked about kabooms, basically, more specifically, but the inserts in general. And like I said, Chris Sewell has a great video on 90s inserts, and I also was watching some videos from Alex, Clever Cuban, has the hobby handbook here on Sports Card Nonsense YouTube channel. And now that Topps has fully taken over basketball, we're starting to see some of the inserts. And I think that there's a pretty cool one. There's like a comic book insert. And I do just wonder, because of the announcement of the box price also, I think there was a pre-sale that was around $100. And I guess my prediction for that is that the secondary market is going to go crazy for these. And I am fairly confident the people on social media are not going to be happy with the whatever the price is, whatever price Topps put out, and then whatever price it sells for on the secondary market. The people are not going to be happy about it. But the inserts, I think when you look overall at just like what cards are coming out of the box and what cards are going to be inserts, I do wonder what cards, if any, are going to be ones that people look back on and they say, these were the cards that you should have been buying, like the inserts from the 90s. Like, I don't know if there's going to be any of them. And, you know, the thing that Alex was saying, the rarity and the things that people want are already sort of baked into the price. So when you're looking at like kaboom inserts or you're looking at any other type of inserts, realistically, the price is already very high and it's going to probably stay high because people are already baking in that these cards are the ones that people are going to want. These are going to be the inserts that people want in the future. And that's what's really driving the price of some of these and why the price of them are so high in some circumstances. There are probably going to be cards that come out of this first Topps box that end up being ones that people want, but is it going to be the ones that people know? And I think that is sort of one of the things I've been trying to figure out just in general is like, what are the cards that people are going to view as desirable in the future versus what they are desiring now? And the other sort of piece of this conversation with this Topps box is that Top Shot actually announced that Cooper Flag is going to have an exclusive with them. And this was one of the things that honestly I was wondering with the licensing, with the NBA licensing, is like the NFTs that Panini puts out, like, are they going to continue to put out these NFTs for Cooper Flag? And I think that is still to be determined. Like, I still think that we're going to potentially see some Panini NFTs that are going to come out with this past NBA draft class. But I think now we're seeing that Cooper Flag has signed an exclusive with Top Shot. So that means maybe from an NFT perspective that they aren't going to be coming out with any Cooper Flag NFTs. Like, I think that brings a whole different dynamic into this conversation, really, with the NFT licensing. Like, I don't think NFT licensing was something that anyone really thought was going to be an issue when NFTs first came out. But now that they've become so popular, especially within the sports card industry, because there have been reports that for a second straight month, it broke a record for a second month in a row at $15 million. So I guess now we are seeing a trading card license and also an NFT trading card license. And those are two different things. And I think the sort of the last piece of this with Cooper Flag, with Prism, and Panini Black is the product that I talked about earlier this week. And my thought was that it actually was supposed to be the 2025 Prism design. And after I looked into it a little bit, I saw that the WNBA design was using the same design as this one, and now we have seen the design for 2025 football. Panini just put this out, so my thought that it was actually a design that was supposed to be for this year's basketball product, I think is correct. So I don't know. I have sort of a crazy prediction for this product. For Prism Black. I think that they had to make the product and they made it and they put all the cards in there and then they had to take the cards out of certain packs I don't know exactly how they may have done it, but I think that they made the product. I think that it was made and they were ready to put it out with 2025 draft players in there, which again, I still don't understand with this October 1st deadline, why Panini didn't all summer come out with basketball cards. Like they came out with the Panini Instant cards, sure, that's fine. But I don't understand how they couldn't get these products like as soon as the draft happens. Like I don't understand how they didn't the next day have one of the printers start printing any of the products or any of the high end products. I mean, it just doesn't make much sense to me. So I think my prediction is that one of these players actually slipped into the product, and we are going to see a 2025 draft player in 2024 Panini Black because, like I said, I bet you they made the product and then they got the news or whatever. Something happened where they had to then switch the product. And the design is across all of 2025 football, 2024, I guess it would be 2024 WNBA. It wouldn't be 2025 WNBA, but it would be like this past year's WNBA, which is they're going to be coming out with that, I think, in October, I believe. So for Prism Black, for I guess whatever reason, for Prism Black, they couldn't come out with the product because of the deadline, I guess, but Panini just wasn't coming out with basketball cards again. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me why they weren't coming out with these products during the summer when they still had the opportunity. Like, I get maybe it probably would have cost them a little bit more money to come out with it, and maybe the delta of like how much money they were going to make versus how much money they had to spend extra to get these products out, maybe that wasn't worth it. I'm actually a little upset that they're not going to be coming out with Prism basketball next year because they had some insane inserts I've seen come out of this product. There was like a super sick Wembanyama insert. I saw a really cool John Morant insert, like a crazy like art Japanese style. And it's unfortunate that we're not going to see any of the Cooper flags that come out of this product and that we're not going to have maybe a full release of these. So like these potentially, like I was talking about earlier, these may be cards, these inserts may be the cards that people look into in the future and they look back at and they say, this was a limited Prism Black release that didn't actually have the full draft, or had the 2024, but not 2025, that the full draft class and the full release didn't come out. So maybe some of these inserts will be ones that people look for. And I guess, I don't know, I'm hoping there wasn't any AI used in the creation of the inserts. I wouldn't put it past me. They've been using the AI for forever now at this point. But overall, I just think that the designs were really cool. So it is a little bit unfortunate, honestly, that they're not going to come out with that full release for the 2025 basketball season. Whatnot has made some big changes to their repack process, or how they are allowing people to do repacks on their platform. They essentially are adding more security for buyers of these repack products and making the people who are doing them, and I think this is going to be for November 4th or November 3rd, I think is the date that I saw that this is going to go into effect. And essentially they're making it so that there has to be some sort of audit that's going on and they have to have public checklists, and like a lot of the things, in my opinion, that it's like, why were these things not done before? Protecting the buyers and making sure that they are getting good cards for what they're paying for. And essentially they're just making it so that way they can't just put out any random crap essentially into this product, and you have to have it on a checklist. It has to have all of these things. And I have talked about Whatnot not being the best platform for any multitude of different reasons in the past, and being a little bit upset with sort of their handling of some situations. So this is actually, I think, really good. And I don't know, maybe it's a little bit too late here with Whatnot. Like, I know that they haven't been the strictest platform, but I think that ultimately this is going to lead to customers getting better cards. And I hope that, other people or other live streaming platforms maybe take this into account. I think it might be tough for the first couple weeks, but I guess we'll see what happens as, Whatnot starts to kind of tell sellers what they actually can sell on the platform, which on one hand I think is kind of dangerous, but on the other hand, it's like, there were people who were just putting out repacks that had no checklist, none of anything. And now buyers are definitely going to have the opportunity to see what they're buying and make sure that they're not like buying something random thinking that it's something else. That's all we've got for today's show. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's topics. Also, make sure to come back here to the Sports Card Nonsense YouTube channel every day for more daily nonsense. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.